Okay, my name is Shelly, and I've decided I wanted to start a video blog. I'm at my favorite place in my town. This is called Barboursville Park. It's an amazing little park. There's a beautiful lake behind us, and as you can see, we're surrounded by hills. And right up on the mountain there, and I will try to show you, kind of to the left of the radio towers is a lookout that I used to drive up to all the time, but you don't have access to that anymore. You have to walk, and it's dark and not going up there today. So basically my thing is I wanted to talk about, there are a few things I want to vlog about, but I want to start out with my introductory video. Please forgive the poor quality. I'm using my phone, and this is really my first video vlog. But I'm 51, actually just turned 51 December 16th, and I'm the caregiver for a terminally ill friend of mine, actually my ex-partner, but we've been friends for 27 years, and it's arduous, to say the least, and that's one of the big things I want to talk about right now, because that's what's really heavy on my mind. I want to reach out to other caregivers, in particular lesbian caregivers, but all are welcome. Lesbian and gay caregivers, heterosexual caregivers, transgender, it doesn't matter. But anyway, she is a Desert Storm veteran. She's 53. She has stage 4 metastatic breast cancer, and I've been taking care of her full time since the beginning of August, when I left my job. I left my job as a social worker in a hospital for a couple of reasons. One reason was, in all honesty, my work performance had suffered greatly because I really wasn't resting well, and my focus wasn't on the job, it was on taking care of her. So I also left so that I could take care of her. I was lucky enough that I had a little bit of money, and I do mean a very little bit of money, put aside, and we're starting to run out of that very quickly. I had only worked at that job for 3.5 years, so what I did was I cashed in the 401k that I had there. Don't worry, I have a very good retirement for my previous job where I was for 15 years. But anyway, the 401k has supported us for the last few months, and it's really not been too bad. Really, lifestyle hasn't changed too much or anything. We can pay the bills and all of that, so that's okay. One of the big things I want to do is I want to reach out to people who have either survived being a caregiver or who are currently caregivers. I think it's extremely important that we provide support and validation for each other, because I really don't feel like we get it other places, in particular from the doctors that provide care for the people that we are taking care of. I don't know about you, but honestly I feel like they just don't pay attention. They don't validate my concerns. Quite honestly, I just kind of feel like I'm a participant or an observer, and that I'm an observer instead of a participant in her illness. That being said, I also want to say a little bit about her. No disrespect to her, but she is not very vocal, I guess you could say, and it seems like she's just kind of along for the ride. I, on the other hand, am extremely vocal, and I'm more of one who wants to be in control rather than co-piloted. So I'm struggling a great deal, and I'm sure there are others out there who feel the same way. So again, that's why I'm throwing this out there. I really don't know where we are in her illness. She's had 2 joint surgeries, well, a hip replacement surgery and a rod put in her humerus. And the reason being is due to fractures because the cancer has gone to the bone, and it's also in her lung. But that being said, you know, when I asked the doctors for an idea of prognosis or an idea of, you know, how's the treatment plan going, any of that, I really just kind of get shrugged shoulders and totally it could be 6 months, it could be 6 years, which, as you know, can kind of be frightening. And I certainly cannot continue to be unemployed for 6 years. So, you know, I'm at a point right now where I have to make decisions. And, you know, those decisions are going to impact both of us. But I have to make those decisions because, you know, I feel like I cannot provide for her if I can't work. And if I can't work, then I can't provide for her. And, you know, I really don't know what I'm going to do. She can't be at home for any length of time, more than 30 minutes to an hour, alone. And I'm actually less than a mile from home right now. And, you know, she can't prepare meals for herself. She can't provide personal care for herself. She has a hard time managing her medications and sleeps much of the time, which leaves me with a lot of time to just sit and think. What you do? I paint. I draw. And that's probably about it. You know, I have one really good friend who has I take that back, 2 friends who have consistently reached out and provided support. One of them provides support by calling me every night, checking on me. And the other one provides support by coming and giving me 4 or 5 hours a week to get out and do stuff like this. Without those 2 people in my life, I would have lost it by now. So I'm trying not to ramble too much, but I just don't know where to start. So I'm going to lay it out and ask you all to send me your feedback, leave your comments, give me a like, share the video if you think somebody else will benefit from it. You know, and maybe we can share with each other and get through the tough times together. I do want to say, you know, as a social worker, I'm going to say to you that, you know, feeling overwhelmed or feeling like you need to be done, feeling like you can't do it anymore, feeling like you need more help, feeling like you're not heard, those are all very common emotions. And, you know, I'm very familiar with those emotions myself. But when you're right in the middle of it, it's really difficult to kind of, you know, get through it. And it's difficult to kind of, you know, understand and not feel guilty and not feel anger and not be depressed and, you know, possibly even not turn to negative behaviors for coping. So tell me your story and leave a comment. Give me some ideas on topics you'd like to talk about, and I will do my best to address them. I can't say that I'm, you know, super knowledgeable in it. I certainly am not. That's the reason I'm doing this, is I'm hoping maybe some of you all can also give me some feedback. Once again, my name's Shelley, and I'm a care provider, and, you know, I'm part of the game, and I want to be heard. And, you know, to those of you who work in the medical field out there, I have to say that I think it's very important that you listen to what the other people have to say that make comments here. I will ask everyone to be respectful and, you know, communicate in a dignified way, because, you know, I'm doing this for a very selfish reason as well. And it is to help myself on the rest of this journey, because I have no clue where I'm going from here on. And I'm honestly scared. And I hope that we can work through it together. Any resources you have, let me know and I'll add them to the comments. I hope to do this probably once a week, maybe more often, but at least once a week. I will also say that, like I said, I'm not very knowledgeable. Yes, I'm a social worker, but I don't have all the answers, you know. Also, too, I'm doing this with a camera on my phone. Sound's probably going to suck. Lighting sucks. I know. I can tell. And there's not going to be much editing at first. But, I hope to improve that over time. Thank you, and may you all have a belated Merry Christmas. And hopefully I'll get another one out before New Year's.